All right, let's step it up. All right. I'm preaching Officer Uraga Board, and this is the Tuesday Night Brotherhood class. I'd like to let you know what we're about here in the ISUPK. Here in the ISUPK, we're educating so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians about their true heritage, which is comprised of the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Bible. Once our people begin to follow the laws in the Bible, God, or Yahweh in the Hebrew, will look down from heaven and have mercy on us. He will also send Christ, or Yahushua in the Hebrew, to free us from our oppression. Using the Bible, the ISUPK will fix all the problems of the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian community, turning a lawless and immoral people into a law-abiding righteous people. The true nationality of the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Indians, and West Indians of the North, Central, and South America are the true descendants of the lost 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. And Jesus Christ, Yahushua, Mashiach in the Hebrew, is their king. All right? Most High in Christ, man. Let's clap it up. Clap it up, man. All right? And today's title is called To Be Rich in America is a Death Sentence for Our People, man. If you're Black, Hispanic, or Native, to be rich in this place is a death sentence. Why do I say that? Because being rich it shows people who are rich, they take after the oppressor, man, right? So like, meaning they don't take care of their people. They try to keep it for themselves, and instead of building up their nation, they're keeping it for themselves and like, I don't care about these people. Let them figure it out themselves. And you will never be able to get in the kingdom of heaven with that type of spirit, all right? Being rich in this kingdom, you adapt the spirit of the oppressor. And according to the Bible, we know that the oppressor is the devil in the Bible, all right? So to be rich in this place, you would have to take after the devil, all right? All right, so my first scripture is going to be Ecclesiasticus. This is in the Apocrypha, chapter 10, verse 12. All right, let me get there. All right, this is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 10, verse 12, and it reads, Salaki. The beginning of pride is when one departed from God, and his heart is turned away from his maker. So pride is when you, to begin with pride, to have pride is when one departed from God. What does that mean? That means you separate yourself from God because of your pride. Now, what are some examples we can use to show that? Well, when you have pride, you think you know it all. When you have pride, you think, like the Christian church say, you don't have to follow the laws and statutes and commandments. When you have pride, you are like the oppressor. The oppressor has the pride, man. He's so prideful. And in his eyes, he don't have to worry about this, about serving anybody, because he's God here. Due to his pride, he's God here. And guess what? He's right. He don't have to worry about serving anybody, but you do. And when you take on the pride that the oppressor has, it destroys you. It takes you from being aligned with the Most High to now you're aligned with the devil, who is the oppressor, all right? Let's continue on. Salaki. Verse 13, for pride is the beginning of sin, and he that hath it shall pour out abominations. So pride is the beginning of sin. What is sin? Sin is just turning away from the law, doing things that is not aligning with the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. And when you have that pride, it encourages you to do it. What do I mean? Well, for instance, our people today will sell drugs to make money. Whether we know it or, well, we know it's wrong, but those who do know the Bible know that in the Bible, that's against the Most High. It's a sin to sell drugs to your people. All right, and look at the sisters. Our sisters are out here dressing half naked, doing all type of manner of wickedness on social media for likes and clicks. That's also a sin. All right, and that's pride. You feel that you can do that because whatever reason. Some people say, I'm gonna do that, man. I gotta feed my family. I'm gonna do that because I gotta pay my rent. I'm gonna do this because I need the money. But the Most High says a person with pride, for pride is the beginning of sin. So when you building yourself up to think that you can do these things and it doesn't matter, you're grown, you don't have to answer to nobody. Well, that's the beginning of sin. Because then what happens? You turn around and you go out here and do God knows what. You go out here, you sell drugs. You go out here, you kill your brothers. You go out here, you promote violence in your community. You go out here, if you're a sister, you sell your body. Brothers go out here and sleep around with all type of women, take the sisters and put them out there on the street to destroy them. And they destroying their whole community, all right? All right. So let me continue on. That it shall pour out abominations, and therefore the Lord brought up them straight. Brought up them strange, brought upon them strange calamities, and overthrown them utterly. So the Lord brought them hard times. And Alexa, okay, Salaki.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet.
Okay.
Take a look at the help section in your Alexa app.
All right, so we can't use Alexa, but calamities is events causing great and often sudden damage or depressed or destruction. So the Lord said He's going to bring upon you events that causes sudden damage or great offense. So what do we see? What events do we see in today's times? What events do we see in today's times that back this up? Well, we killing each other out here. We're an oppressed people. We're getting murdered by the oppressor faithfully here, and it's not because they don't want us to be on their level. No, we're getting murdered because we're not following the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. The Lord put laws and commandments here for us, not for their sake, but for our sake, so we can continue to serve Him, worship Him, and we can walk a straight path that will lead us to the unity that we're in search of. You hear a lot of people talk about how the black household and the black community don't have unity. Well, you're right. We don't have unity because we're too busy trying to be like the oppressor. We're too busy trying to copy what we see made the oppressor who they are. You know what I mean? And that's not how it works for us if you Black, Hispanic, and Native. The Lord gave us laws, statutes, and commandments for us to follow. Those commandments was an agreement between the Lord and us. And those who don't follow it will surely see death. And that's why we see the wickedness and destruction that we see here on this place. That's why in this place, that's why we're oppressed here. That's why we're a people that's not desired. All right. All right. So let me continue. So the Lord said He will bring forth plagues and events that will be sudden, that will be damaging and will just be terrifying for us because we've turned away. Now, not for the oppressor. That's not for them. So they can be proud. They can walk around here and do whatever they feel because they don't have the God you serve. They don't serve that same God. The God they serve is a God that they made up. You serve the true living God. So the covenant you have with Him, He's going to hold you to it every time. All right. Let's drop that. Let's go to Salakia. Let's drop that. Let's go to 1 John chapter 3, verse 4. So a lot of pardon that noise in the background. Okay, let's go to 1 John chapter 3, verse 4. And we are also caught in this wickedness because we commit sins. So again, to have riches here in America is a death sentence for us. Why? Because we'll commit sins, and these riches will convince us that we should go, that we don't have to follow the law, statutes, and commandments, because that's not what we do to get them. So in order to get these riches, we have to do wickedness. So we fall into sin and we fall into temptation in order to achieve these things. All right, let's go. This is the book of 1 John chapter 3, verse 4. Whosoever committed sin transgresseth also the law. So when you commit a sin, you going against the law. Again, the law was given for us to walk a straight and narrow path, to have favor in the Lord's eyes. Well, if we're not following the law, statutes, and commandments and just doing what we want to do, we're committing a transgression against the sin. Against the law, right? It's a lot. And let me continue on. For sin is the transgression of the law. Exactly. So we turning away from the law and doing what we want to do. That's a sin. You can say, brother, sell drugs out here. Man, I did it. I got to feed my family. That's a sin. Sister want to walk around half naked and sell her body and use her box to make money. That's a sin according to the Lord. You know what I mean? And even to what we eat and how we live and who we choose to call our brothers. Those are all sins in the Lord's eye. Because the Lord says, separate from this wicked, wicked nation, man. And you got blacks, Hispanics, and natives who cling close to the oppressor and love the oppressor. I believe back in the slavery days, they would call them a house, you know what I mean? The house N-word, all right? Those would be the house ones who would love the master. I mean, if the boss gets sick, he like, master, what's the matter? We sick? If the house get caught on fire, he like, master, what we gonna do? The house is on fire. Our house is on fire. You know what I mean? And it's just sad to see people that love the oppressor more than they love the oppressed, especially if they are descendants of the oppressed. All right. Let's continue. We're going to drop that. Let's go to John chapter 8, verse 44. Again, this class is to be rich in America is a death sentence for our people, man. To be rich in this place is truly a death sentence. We don't realize it, but it is. Just look at how we got to sell our soul, to achieve things for these people. You know what I mean? And all these things are things that we learned from the oppressor. To kill one another, to not like one another, to want to cause harm to one another, to just to make it is what we learned from the oppressor. All right. And the oppressor is the devil according to the Bible. So this next scripture is going to go into letting you know who the devil is, right? And if you serve him, then you will be just like the devil. So those brothers and sisters who kill each other, who sell drugs to each other, who harm one another, who don't acknowledge the Sabbath, who disrespect themselves, man, listen, you are like your father, the devil, man. All right, let's continue on. Why? Because the devil, he don't have any morals. He don't have a covenant with the Most High God. So he just does his own thing. And with you inheriting that, it makes you just like him. All right. This is the book of John, chapter 8, verse 44. Ye are of your father, the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. So the same things that oppressor wants and does, you will do because you want to be rich, because you want to have wealth, because you want to reign supreme over your people. You will do the same things that the oppressor will do. What does that mean? That means you don't have a problem with pushing a sister out there to sell her body on the corner and that degrade herself for your wicked pleasure and your financial goals. You know what I mean? You don't mind selling drugs to kids and robbing and killing your people because you have a goal that you want to achieve and you put yourself over your people. That is not a custom of the Israelites, and that is not a custom of our people, man. Our people was meant to be here for one another, to come together, to grow together, to support one another. That's what it is all about. That's what this Bible, this book here is telling us to do. All right? Hold on, Salah. Salah. And if you go against any of like this rap music is so devilish. I mean, it's crazy. And if you don't rap a certain way, they don't give you record deals. And then what happens when you get these record deals? They make you sell your soul. That's what they call sell your soul. Or they bring you into a room and have drinks with you all, and you get drunk, pass out, and they just take full advantage of you. And when you wake up, you wondering why your backside hurting, and it's because they didn't went in you and took pictures of you and telling you now this is what you're gonna do. We got you where you want us. You're gonna do this. You're gonna push this music like this. You know what I mean? And I love to bring this out all the time, man. Rap music was not like this before. In the early 90s, well, not like 91-ish. I know, matter of fact, earlier than that. So like you go to the rap about 88, 89. It wasn't all this violent rap, man. This didn't come till later when the oppressor seen that this was a tool he can use to control blacks, Hispanics, and natives, man. He can have them push an agenda, and it will destroy their community. And what's even more crazy is that he got us doing his job now. He can sit back and just reap the reward. He don't even have to lift a finger. He don't have to look like he's the problem, when in reality, he is the culprit behind the music. He's the culprit behind the problem. All right. This is why here in the ISUPK and in the Bible, we have to separate from these wicked people, man. All right. So let me continue. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. So whatever the devil, the oppressor tell you to do, you're going to do it. All right. Let's continue on. He was a murderer from the beginning. He murdered your people from the beginning. And now you are taking on his job. What he's committed to doing. You're taking that on now, and now you're murdering your people. So if you're doing what he do, man, you're no better than him. Even if you wake up and even if you know you're an Israelite, but you're just doing this to maintain because this is what society tells you to do, you're no better than the oppressor, man. You're a poison to your community. All right. Let's continue on. He was a murderer from the beginning and abided not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. See there? There was no truth in him. He never abided in it. Well, know why? Because he was never given the truth. He was never given the law, statutes, and commandments. You were given those. And you would be a fool to let someone come and take your identity and what you're supposed to do and what was given to you and take it and tell you that it wasn't. All right? Let's continue on. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. So, man, when he speak these lies, when he tell you he wants to help your community, he wants to stop the violence in your community, no, he don't. Don't think that if America, especially in Oakland, don't think if that they want to stop these violent crimes that they couldn't stop them. All right, you take it to Piedmont, you're gonna see something there. All right, if they wanted to stop all this violent crime, they could do that. But they lying to you because they don't want you to stop it. Why? Because it's affecting you. It's affecting your people. You know what I mean? It's affecting your kids, man. Just to think that it's okay to live an alternative lifestyle, and because we're in this day and time, we can all accept it. It's just sick. It's weird, and it's of the devil, man. No way in this world should we be pushing an alternative lifestyle on a third grader, on a second grader, on a fifth grader. They shouldn't have to worry about learning anything about living an alternative lifestyle until they well off in high school. Because when you teach a kid something at a young age, they're easily influenced by it. This is why rap music is so dangerous for us to be pushing to our kids at a young age, because then they grow up, they see these rap videos, and then they want to Tota a Draco. They want to be like Durkio and Papa Perkio. Like it just be crazy influences for these kids nowadays. That's why I thank the Lord for the man in the ISUPK, because my son now has an excellent example of what a man should be. My son now has an excellent example of what a woman should be, what type of women he should look for. He should look for a woman who will cover her head and dress with her body covered. He should look for a woman who wants to celebrate the Sabbath and understands her position as a woman. And then it's also good that my son see these brothers in his school, because these brothers show my son commitment. They show my son brotherhood. And through me, he sees it. So now he don't just have to look for a superstar on a TV screen. Regardless if I'm with his mom or not, he knows that his daddy is going to be there for him, and I'm going to guide him and lead him with her or without her. Why? Because that's my duty as a father, right? That's my duty to lead my son the right way, all right? Let's continue. And so let's go down a little bit more. Verse 45, and because I tell you the truth, ye believe me not. So this is the Christian church. They read this Bible and they can quote, but they don't believe what the Lord is saying. They don't believe what the Lord is saying in this Bible. Let's continue on. Which of you convinceth me of sin? And if I say the truth, why do ye not believe me? So the Lord is saying, look, man, why are you trying to convince me to do sin? Why are you convincing our people to sin? And then when I tell you the truth, why don't you believe me? Because that's pride in the way. That's pride getting in the way of our people, man. Our people is letting their pride get in the way. And when pride get in the way, sin follows shortly after, man. You know what I mean? Pride is such of a selfish thing, man. To have pride is so selfish, man. All right? Because when you got pride, you don't care about nothing or no one but your dang self when you have pride. All right? Salaki. All right. Let's drop that. Let's go to 1 Timothy chapter 6. 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 9. This is the book of 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 9. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare. So if you want to be rich, you will fall into temptation and a snare. Why? Because you would do anything to be rich. You would do anything to be rich. And to be rich it's a trap. It's a trap, right? You should want to be able to take care of your family. So like you should want to be able to be a man that takes care of your family, or a woman that takes care of your family. But you should never want to be rich, because we know from scriptures, but the scripture in Matthew, I'm paraphrasing, the rich man, the Lord said it will be easier for a camel to get through an eye of a needle than a rich man to get into the kingdom of heaven. Because if you're rich, you're going to hold those things close to you. You're not going to want to give up any of those richly things that you have. You're not going to want to, you're going to want to keep and hold all those things. When you, man, look, our people are suffering so much. If you black and you got money, as far as it's a rich title, listen, our people need help so bad that that title shouldn't be rich. You can say I'm comfortable, but it's no way in the world that a brother or a sister should have 25, 30 million, and our people are still sleeping on the streets and suffering and struggling and not having our own to call our own. You know what I mean? And if you look at back in the day, you know, we had our own black banks, black schools, uh, black grocery stores. Let's get back to doing that. Let's get back to having that, because when we have that, then we know we're taking care of our people. We know what our people is feeding themselves. You know what I mean? And that's love right there. You know what I mean? Like, who wants to gain everything just to die with it? You want to, you know what I mean? Like, you got to, nowadays it's like people are killing their parents for fun. You know what I mean? Like, brothers and sisters are doing anything for a buck. Like, a buck is what matters to them. Their life is just all about money, and that's so not right, man. That's horrible to have a life that's just strictly all about money. You know what I mean? There's no purpose with a life that's just about money. Because if you look at this dollar ain't worth nothing, man. It's paper. All right. So like the snares. Let's continue. And into many foolish and hurtful lusts. Let me read that from the top. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and snares, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts. Man, it's foolish for you to want to kill your brother just for you can have the money, man, or sell drugs to your people for you can have money. Right? It's foolish for you to want to be rich just so you can be a whoremonger, so you can chase all these women around, go in the club and make it rain on some women who dancing around with STDs. You know what I mean? Like, that is so foolish, and it's so lustful for a person to want to get rich for those things. But believe it or not, that's why people want to get rich. You hear people say they want to get rich. You might hear them say they want to get rich to take care of their family, but you don't need to be rich to take care of your family. Most people want to be rich because they want to stand tall. They want to look better than one person. They want to, they want to have authority over everybody. Look what I got. You know, just to rub it in their face, man. You know what I mean? I'm better than you because I got a couple of mil. You know what I mean? I'm on a whole nother level. And that's and really what being rich is where the pride is. You can't tell me one rich person who's not prideful. And in that pride, they feel like they can do whatever they want to do. They're going to eat whatever they want to eat. They're going to drink whatever they want to drink. They're going to live the life the way that they wanted to live it. It doesn't matter what the Bible says. Because if you rich, you're going to think to yourself, YOLO. You only live once. You know what I mean? So if you're a black, Hispanic, and Native and you're not rich, man, that's a blessing. You should thank the Most High for that, because a lot of us would not be here in this school if we were rich. If we were able to know how it feels to have abundance of money, man, we wouldn't be in this school. And I'll change this. I wouldn't trade this position for a position to have money. To be rich, I wouldn't want it. Now that I'm in a school, if I am blessed to become wealthy, man, the school is going to have it. My school will not suffer for lack of having something. My people will not suffer for lack of having something, because now I know, you know what I mean? I know how important it is for me to put back into my community, for me to put back into the school, for me to build up my community, because it's not going to happen if I don't do it. You know what I mean? It's not going to happen if we don't do it. It's a lot. All right. Let's go to verse 10. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which will which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith. So the love of money is the root of all evil, man. So if you love money, you'll do wickedness out here. You'll do wickedness to your people. For money, people kill their mom and kill their dad. For money, people sell drugs to their aunties and uncles and cousins. You know what I mean? For money, people has done some wicked things, man. The brother who infiltrated the Black Panthers, he did that for money. The brother who killed not Huey P. Newton, but Fred Hampton, and a part of the Black Panthers, he did that for money. They gave that man money and made him an informant, and he took out the leader of the Black Panthers in Chicago. Uh, you know, you hear rumors about Tupac and Biggie murder. You hear that it was paid hits out on that. You know what I mean? For money. You know what I mean? So this is that what it's saying there is this is the root of all evil when it comes to money. When people are willing to do things for the money or even sell their soul for money. How would you sell your soul for money? Not following the law, statutes, and commandments, not being true to yourself and the Most High, and going out here and wanting to just do whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? Like they say, entertainers are selling their soul. How are they selling their soul? They say they getting their family knocked off for riches and getting their friends murdered for riches or unalived for riches. So like, you know what I mean? These things are ways that money, these things lead to the root of all evil. Wanting that, having that hunger for that money is leading to that evilness, man. And you cannot be that hungry for money, man. Money is just paper. It's not worth a life. It's not worth unaliving your own people. You know what I mean? Or trying to attempt to unalive one of your people because you're short some ends. I want to make drugs and sell drugs to your community because you want the money. You know what I mean? Because if you think about it, if money wasn't the main goal, then we wouldn't have those issues. We wouldn't have people trying to murder unalive our own people or push drugs into the community. It's literally for the money. All right? Even cause harm to people for money. It's a lot. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, meaning they chasing after that money, they have erred from the faith. So they chasing that money, they turn away from that faith. That Christian pastor, all he wanted that money. He erred away from that faith. He's not telling the congregation the truth and what he's supposed to be doing. He's worried about that offering and getting that plate around. All right, let's continue. And pierces himself through with many sorrows, meaning they doing these things and piercing themselves with many sorrows as when they get older and they see that they contributed to the destruction of their own people and their own community. Then they sit back and say, man, how could I be a part of that? These churches are saying it's okay to be whatever you want to be. They got an answer to that. You know what I mean? If you're born of a man DNA, you be that man. If you're born of a woman and DNA, you be that woman. All right. You know, so that's what we need to embrace. You know what I mean? You don't do something today that tomorrow you'll be like, man, why did I do that? No, I mean, I can't believe I did that. you want to do to something today that you can look back tomorrow and say, man, I'm so glad that I took that chance. I'm so glad that I decided to get into the school, to put on all black, to become an officer in the UPK and truly serve the Lord. I'm so glad at that. You know what I mean? That's a noble thing to look back on and will make any man or any soldier happy, man. All right? Let's drop that. Let's go to Matthew. We're going to go to the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 19. And again, if you are rich in America and you're chasing riches, you're on a path of destruction, man. All right. And this next chapter that we're going to pull is going to get into a person who's obtaining these riches. And the Lord's telling you about it. All right. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 19. Lay not up for yourself treasures upon earth. Meaning, don't try to save all, have all the stuff on earth. You want to be Mr. Scrooge of earth. And no, the Lord said, don't do that. Let's continue. Where moth and rust doeth corrupt. So, man, these things that will corrupt and they will vanish. You know, I have a car my dad left me, you know what I mean, a nice old school car. But man, honestly, this is the testament of that. I'm just watching it rust away because there's no value in having that. You know what I mean? Like a car will sit there and rust away. You know what I mean? But and you won't have anything. You won't have anything, and I can't take it with me. You know what I mean? You can build up the high. You can be the Uncle Scrooge of the earth, but when you die, what are you going to do with that? You're going to pack it. You go put it in a coffin with you and take it with you? Nah, because you ain't even going to be able to. You can't even take your body with you. So you sure ain't going to be able to take something physical with you. So like, no, let's continue. And where thieves break through and steal, and then you got people who will enter your house and steal it. You got people who are like rob you and unalive you, like P and B. You know what I mean? While you're eating at a restaurant, you know what I mean? Because they know you have these riches, or you're showing off these riches, man. A lot of wickedness take place for people who chase money, man. People who chase the life, who wants to be that one. You know what I mean? It's a lot of wickedness that come with it, all right? Let's continue. Verse 21. For where your treasures is, there will your heart be also. So where your treasures is, there will your mind be also. You would think on that. You will ponder on that. And it's no better treasure to have. So like than to know that the Lord gave you the law, statutes, and commandments, because your mind will stay on that. Your mind will stay fast on these laws, statutes, and commandments, and you would just ponder about the ways you can be a better man, a better warrior, a better teacher, a better priest, a better officer, a better rib, a better son, a better father, a better mother. All these things you will ponder on knowing the law, statutes, and commandments. But if your mind is on getting a dollar, man, you will do some wicked things for that dollar, man. You'll harm as many people as you can for that dollar. And that's not what the Lord wants you to do. Salakia, 1 second. Answer this call. Slave, Salakia. Salakia about that Israel, man. That's a slave calling, trying to get me to come in and do some work, man. But again, where was I at? But it's like that's where I was. So if your mind is on money and financial gain, man, you're gonna do some wicked stuff for that money. All right. Like it. Let's drop that. Let's go to. Probably gonna have to cut it off. I gotta get to the slave Israel Salakia. Let's go to Mark chapter 8, verse 36. This is the book of Mark, chapter 8, verse 36. You know, and it's no gain in having everything. You don't really gain anything. You know, they say a lot of people who are wealthy, they pass away and be lonely and you know, think everybody's out to get them because they won't know everybody wants some of that money. You know what I mean? So you have nothing to gain being wealthy. All right, let's go to the book of Mark, chapter 8, verse 36. For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Like, what shall profit a man for him to have all the riches in the whole world, for him to control this world, if he's going to lose his soul, if he's going to lose the foundation of who and what he is really supposed to be? It's no gain in that. It's no gain in that, man. You have to be a man who wants to hold on to your dignity and your pride, man. You don't want to sell yourself out for no riches. You don't want to sell your people out for some tokens, some coins. You know what I mean? You want to be willing to sacrifice your life for your brothers and your sisters in this truth, man. And in this world, man. You want to be there when your brothers and sisters need you. All right? Let's continue on. Verse 37. Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? Man, what can I give for my soul? Can I give money for my soul? No, man. Can you go to the Lord, to the Most High, and say, here you go. I'm a millionaire. I'm gonna give you all these millions for my soul right now. I know I did wrong and done wrong. I want to be with you. I see you're real. I see you are the one that I always should have followed. Here, take these millions and forgive me. He's gonna say, man, what is that to me? I don't need that. You know what I mean? You can't purchase your soul. All right. Verse 38. Whosoever therefore shall be ashamed of me and of my words in this adulterous and sinful generation. So the Lord said, if you're ashamed of him in this like adulterous and sinful generation, that's us. That's us in this days of time. We are full of adultery and sin. Just look around. All right. Of him also shall the Son of Man be ashamed. So of him also our King Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shah Mashiach in the Hebrew, will be ashamed of you. All right. When he come in the glory of his Father with the holy angels, man, when the Lord come down and take over this place, man, with the angels, with the chariots, when he come down, and that's when every knee will be bowing. I pray you understand. Every knee will bow. And when he come down, he's going to look at you and he's going to see you and what your worth was here. He's going to be like, man, I never knew you. Matter of fact, bring him over here, man. Bring him to me, man. Let's go ahead and do what we got to do to him, because he's not any good for the kingdom. You know what I mean? He's not worth keeping around. You know what I mean? Let's go ahead and get him out the way. All right. Let's drop that. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus chapter 2, verse 1. This will be my last script. Salakia. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 2, verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Meaning, look, if you come to serve the Lord, listen, don't worry about the money. Don't worry about what you're going to eat or even what clothes you're going to put on your back. Just serve the Lord. The Lord will take care of all that, all right? Don't try to come trying to serve the Lord and think that everything's going to be perfect. You're not going to have any issues or any struggles. Everything's going to be peaches and cream. No, man. We suffer over here, but we suffer in glory. We suffer in the fact that knowing that the Most High is with us. And if you suffer, and if you're not suffering right now, you know what I mean? And if you're doing what you want to do, suffering is just, following these laws, statutes, and commandments. No, I can't eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. No, I can't be out here just harming and unaliving my own people or no people. And you know what I mean? If that's the case, until the Lord tells me. No, I can't be out here selling drugs to my people for $1 for money. No, that's not. I can't do that. All right. So like you got to prepare your soul for temptation, meaning, and then you got to understand that these demons will attack you. You will be getting attacked by demons. You know what I mean? And you have to prepare your soul for that. How do you prepare your soul? By sticking and reading in this book, man, sticking with these commandments, not wavering, not leaving, stand with them, standing firm with these commandments. All right, let's go to verse 2. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure and make not haste in time of trouble. He said, look, have your heart in the right place, which is your mind. Have your mind in the right place, which it should be in these law, statutes, and commandments. All right. What else to say? And constantly endure. Constantly deal with whatever you got to deal with. Don't allow whatever you're facing to turn you away from this truth. Don't allow it to turn you away from this truth. All right. And make not haste in times of trouble. And don't run away when it gets hard. Us in our community today, we are taught to run away from problems. Run away from that relationship when you don't get your way. Run away from that job if it's if you don't like it. No, man. Learn how to deal with some stuff, man. Learn how to suffer, man. Learn how to endure. These are all things that are required of man, priests, and prophets of the Lord, man. These are things that are required. The Lord requires these things of you. The best way I can describe it is gold in the furnace. That gold will be melted down and it won't lose any of the value that it has. The bad things will be took off of it, but that gold is still going to be gold. You know, you got to endure. All right. Verse 3. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at the last end. And cling unto the Lord and don't turn away from the Lord. Hold on to him. So at the end, you can reap that reward. You can get that benefit, man. You can get that increase, man. All right? Hold on to the Lord. Listen to you, verse 4. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. Man, look, be cheerful when you have to downsize. Serve the Lord even harder. You know what I mean? So like, let me read it. Whatever you get, be cheerful about it. Be thankful about it. I'm not, listen, I don't make the money I want to make, but I'm thankful for it. I'm cheerful for it. And if I get knocked down to a lower state where I'm making less or maybe not even working at all, I still will be thankful of the Most High because that means he has an even bigger plan for me. That means it must be time for me to be a full-time priest. And I need to fall into it and get in line. All right. Verse 5. For gold is tried in the furnace and acceptable man in the furnace of adversity. I was just talking about that. Just like gold is tried in the furnace, man, we also are tried in the furnace. And we got to learn how to stand firm. That's what makes a man. Just like gold tried in the furnace is what makes a gold, Man, the man tried in the furnace is what makes a man. A man who can stand there and deal with troubles and hard times and not run from them, that's what makes a man. All right. Verse 6. Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him. Follow the Lord, man. Follow these laws, statutes, commandments. Live your life how this Bible tells you to live your life, and the Lord will be with you. You won't have to worry about anything. All right. Verse 7. Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go aside lest ye fail. Stand there and wait for the Lord. If you fear the Lord, stand there and wait for the Lord. Don't turn from this truth. Don't get in this truth and then times get hard and you leave. No, you stand there because you believe and you trust in the Lord. That's how you show your trust and your commitment and your faithfulness to the Most High, by standing with him, by not turning away from him, regardless of what the situation may be. Stand firm. All right, verse 8. Ye that fear the Lord, believe in him, and ye reward shall not fail. Man, listen, you're going to get that reward if you believe in the Most High. You stay with him, and you will get that reward. What is that reward? That's that crown on your head, man. You're going to get that crown. That crown you be fighting for, that crown you've been wanting. You're going to get that crown on your head, man. And it's going to be so glorious when you get it, because everybody's not going to get a crown. Everybody's not going to, just like here in this place, everyone won't be a millionaire. Everybody won't be rich, but that's for a purpose, right? But everybody here will not get a crown. I guarantee you. Everybody here will not get a crown. And those who are served will be the ones who are serving. All right. Verse 9. Ye that fear the Lord, hope for good and for everlasting joy and mercy. Man, that's all you can do. You fear the Lord, you hope for those things. But if they don't come, you still fear the Lord. All right, verse 10. Look at the generation of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he even despise that called upon him? Listen, look at all the disciples. Look at all the people before our generation. And I'm talking about way, way back. Those who stood firm in the Lord was with them. Their names got written down in this book. They were mighty, mighty men. And they didn't reap a reward out of this kingdom. No. They had a duty and a job to do, and they stuck with it and did it. Don't let your life be caught up on financial gain. It's not just about financial gain. It's about saving souls. It's about staying committed to the Lord, making a change in your family, being that one to make the change, right? That's what it's about. It's not about financial gain or being the richest and having the most gold and chains, and man, all that doesn't mean anything to the Most High. The Lord is looking for brothers and sisters who got zeal, who know what it means to be committed, who knows what it means to follow and allowed to be led. That's what the Lord wants, man. All right. So Salakia for the quick classes. I'm gonna have to wrap it up a little earlier. I got a few more scripts, but I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up because I gotta go check on this slave. So Salakia about that. I like to end the class with saying, you work courtesy salute to the brothers. Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shabarakatah to all the brothers, and Yahweh Shemar Alatham Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shah to all the sisters. The water for tuning in. Shalom.